Good morning, good morning to everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Conversations with Whisky Blu and Friends. How are you doing, Veronica?
I'm doing sensational.
You're doing sensational. All right. Why you smiling whenever you say the word today?
I don't know why I can't help it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We've been talking. Well, it's another one. How'd you rest last night?
I rest good last night.
Okay. So it seemed that the both of us spend a lot of time at home watching TV when we're not doing other things. What have you been watching on TV?
Movies on either Lifetime Movie Network or either Lifetime.
Okay.
They have pretty good. Yeah, they have some pretty good movies on there.
Okay. All right. Good deal. And is there any particular movie you've been watching?
Oh no, not no particular ones.
Okay. Well, you didn't ask me what I'm watching too, but I'll tell you anyhow. Um, I just completed watching a series on Netflix. I want to say it's called Beautiful Magnolias or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. I know it's one of the different says Beautiful Magnolias. It was probably like 5 different seasons, so I kind of binge watched that over the past couple of weeks or so. And now I'm actually watching some of Law and Order. I like Law and Order, so I've been watching. I've also watched in the past few weeks some of the episodes on the latest Grey's Anatomy that's on Netflix as well. So I enjoy those type of shows also. I like watching things on Netflix because I don't like commercials. I don't like to be watching a particular show and have to deal with commercials. I like to just watch through. Other than that, I wouldn't even pay for Netflix. But I pay for Netflix just simply so that whatever I'm watching, I can watch it without the commercials. So, do you watch TV and watch the commercials?
Only on like friendly TV, they show
Uh,
commercials. Yeah,
uh,
but that one like Netflix, you just see the movie through.
right,
No commercial, none of that.
right. So, do you watch Netflix?
Yeah, I don't watch so many movies on there. Like
Okay.
uh it was Beauty in I don't know. It
Beauty
was
in Black, Beauty in Black.
yeah. I don't watch the
What?
whole season of that. I
Well,
watched
they
it in 1 day.
You watch it what?
I watched it in 1 day.
I did the same thing. I didn't watch it in one day. Yeah, I watched it one day. Like soon as I noticed that it came on,
Yeah.
the next season, I went right to watching it. You know, so yeah, I do that. I did that too, and I was sad that I watched it so quickly
I should have said, oh, I
because
shouldn't
then
have did that.
you gotta wait months before you watch the next season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I said, oh, I shouldn't have did that.
Wow. So we were talking about we let's get to what we were talking about this week. We said we're going to talk about energy vampire, and just to give a quick recap to people, you know, it, I'm yawning this morning. I'm yawning. An energy vampire is a person who drains your emotional and mental energy, leaving you feeling exhausted, stressed, or depleted after interactions. And so we wanted to kind of just talk about that this week. Um, the psychological background, as I pulled it up, says that Indian vampires may develop these behaviors due to unresolved trauma. They may develop these behaviors due to unresolved trauma, past abuse, neglect, or certain mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, or personality disorders like narcissistic or borderline personality disorder. Some individuals, including empaths, are more susceptible to being affected by energy vampires. These behaviors are not an official mental health diagnosis, but rather a descriptor of a social interaction style. So I thought it was just good to kind of add that and deal with that piece of it today. That energy vampires develop these behaviors, the behaviors that we talked about earlier, due to unresolved trauma, past abuse, neglect, or certain mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, or personality disorders like narcissistic or borderline personality disorder. And do you know what, Veronica? As I have been studying more about NG vampires, I wanted to know, do they actually know what they're doing?
That I wonder if they want
You know what
to
I'm
know. Yeah.
saying? And as I was reading it, said they don't necessarily know. Say it again.
And I know
What you say, Veronica?
I went Google some stuff and they say they got four different types. Four different types. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you have?
The common types of them. I might not pronounce this word right. Per per I can't pronounce the word.
Spell it.
It's spelled Perpetual. That's a type.
Okay. Spell it one more time so I can write it down. Maybe I can pronounce it. Maybe not. What is it again? P what?
Perpetual.
P-E. Perpetual.
Yeah, perpetual victim. That's one type. The drama magnet. That's another common type. The
Okay.
narcissistic, the narcissistic talker. That's another common type. And saboteur
Saboteur or
is spelled Saboteur.
S-A-B-U.
No, Saboteur.
Saboteur.
Yeah, that's another common type.
Okay. So there seems to be different types
Yeah,
of energy vampires,
yeah.
and I saw an article online about how to recognize and respond to energy vampires at home, work, or more. And so it was just said that energy vampires are people who sometimes intentionally drain your emotional energy. They feed on your willingness to listen and care for them, leaving you exhausted and overwhelmed. And it goes further into here's what to do. Energy vampires can be anywhere and anyone. They're the people you encounter who leave you feeling drained. We keep talking about how they leave you feeling drained and exhausted. They can be your spouse or your best friend. They can be your cubicle mate or your neighbor. And learning how to identify and respond on to this toxic behavior can help you preserve your energy and protect yourself from a great deal of emotional and physical stress. One of the things that it says is that they don't take accountability. Energy vampires don't take accountability. So I'm hoping that in us talking about this week, about energy vampires, period, I'm hoping that it will help some people identify energy vampires, and maybe people who are energy vampires will hear this and get some help or begin to work on it. Because if you start wondering why you have people that are in your life that are starting to not deal with you anymore or deal with you less, it may be that you yourself are an energy vampire. Or, you know what I'm saying, it may be some things that you need to be working on. I'm not saying that every time a person cuts you off, it's because you're an energy vampire at all. I'm just saying that you may be an energy vampire. Some people are just needy, and a lot of time people who are needy and who don't know how to balance and work and have healthy relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us are perfect. We all have something with us, but sometimes it may be that you're dealing with an energy vampire. I know what it is like, but I realize that everybody may not go through the same thing when they're dealing with an energy vampire,
Yeah,
because a person that's an empath may be more affected by energy vampires than someone that's not an empath.
yeah, because I'm looking, oh, they got the signs that tell you when they are draining you. And I'm looking at one just now to tell you how to protect yourself.
Well, let's talk about that one. How do you protect yourself?
You
What
limit
do it
your
say?
you limit your interaction with them.
That's one thing. You have to limit your
Yeah,
interaction. You may have to limit your interaction with someone who's energy vampire. That doesn't mean that you can't ever talk to them.
yeah,
That
just gotta
doesn't
limit it.
mean, say that again, Veronica.
You just gotta limit, the when you interact with them, just limit that. And you
Right.
gotta set boundaries.
Set boundaries. Is that the next one?
That's the next one. You gotta set boundaries.
Set boundaries. So you gotta limit your interaction with energy vampires, and you have to set boundaries. What
Yeah.
else is it?
And the next one is practice detachment.
Practice
You-
detachment. That can be a challenge if you become attached to an energy vampire, because they can be a nice person. Ordinarily, they can just overall be a nice person. They're just an energy vampire, and you may have to just, what was that last one?
They got the last one. It got do
No,
not
no,
feed.
before the last one. The last one you said just now. So it's
Uh,
number one. The
uh,
first
the,
one is
the first one will limit interaction with them.
limit your interaction. The second one is
Set firm boundary with them.
set firm boundaries. Number
The
three,
practice detachment.
practice. That's the one I was talking about. Practice
Detach
detachment.
because that
Yeah,
can be a hard one right there.
that definitely can be a hard one to practice. Detachment. Detachment, depending on how attached you become to a
Come to
person, can be easy or it can be
'em.
difficult.
Yep. And
And the
the
fourth
last
one and the last one,
the last one is do not feed the drama.
do not feed the
The drama.
drama.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, it's some good stuff. I hope people are getting something out of this week conversation as we talk about NG vampires. So we're not gonna listen, we can't do it all in one day. Although we covered a whole lot today, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but we're going to go back to some of them as we finish up talking about it this week. Today is just Tuesday.
Yeah.
We still have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, God willing, and we're back on every day. Because sometimes as much as we want to be on Monday through Friday, some days we've had to take a break.
Yeah.
Mainly because of me. That I don't come on some morning. We haven't had an issue yet with Veronica yet where she wasn't available. That's why I got to teach Veronica how to do this so she can come on even if I'm not here. Would you like to learn that, Veronica?
Yeah, I like to learn. I'm up for a challenge.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have to show Veronica how to get into the account so that if by chance I'm not here, if she would like to carry on the coffee and conversation, even if I'm not available some morning, she can continue on without me and talk about what she want to talk about and still give the inspirational moment and everything like that as well. I don't have to always be here. I like doing things and having things where other people are able to do it without me actually being there as well. And since Veronica has been such a great supporter here, some mornings, if I'm not able to be here, she may be coming on once we show her how to get into the account and everything and doing this herself. And I'll just come back on another day. But we have been enjoying talking about NGB. Have you been getting a lot out of this week, Veronica?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I know that you've been really studying about it as well as pulling up information and
yeah.
stuff as well. And so, if you're just popping on with us today, just know that we've been talking about NG vampires. And if you didn't catch it from yesterday or didn't catch the whole episode today, go back and listen to it. There's some great information because you probably yourself have people in your life that are energy vampires that you yourself just would not have used that terminology to refer to them, but you definitely have felt people in your life that you feel them draining your energy and they are energy vampires. So go back and listen to what you haven't heard. And
My
I think, go ahead, Veronica.
my daughter came in contact with one,
Okay.
but she wouldn't be able to talk on it online.
Okay. Got you. But when you told her that we were talking about NG Vampire, she realized that she hasn't
Yeah. She said,
have
yeah,
come in touch.
yeah, she know about it. She said, yeah, it's
Wow.
true. Yeah.
Wow.
But it, yeah.
Good. And people that want to come on, you don't necessarily have to come on and talk about the person, although you can talk about the experience if you would like to, without necessarily giving away the person's name or
Yeah.
anything like that, or telling where you encountered them. And you don't have to tell all that. You just may just know what we're talking about. Just want to come on and say, hey, it resonates with you what we've been talking about NG Vampire, and that you yourself having all of us probably have encountered an energy vampire. And here's what the funny part is, Veronica. We ourselves at some point have been probably or could have been without knowing an energy vampire to somebody else. You follow what I'm saying?
Follow you?
It's possible. We don't necessarily know because we may not even, maybe someone may feel like I'm an energy vampire. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? But it's possible. But I try most of the time I find myself, I'm a giver. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always more so giving energy and being positive and everything like that as opposed to being an energy vampire. But some of the traits maybe I may even have when it comes to somebody. I don't know. Have you felt like I'm an energy vampire with you at any time?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad because I definitely want to be. You know what I'm saying? And if ever there is something that I'm doing that comes off that way, I would like you to tell me about it.
Like I say, we already talk about it. If I do something wrong, let me know. And if you do something wrong, I'll sure will let you know.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got that understanding. I think
Yeah.
we will have, we have and I believe we will continue to have a healthy relationship because we have opened up that boundary saying, if you see something wrong with me or if I see something wrong with you, tell me about it. You know what I
Tell me
mean?
about it.
A lot of people don't want to be told stuff.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. So I think we're getting along good and we're going to continue to get along well and everything, Veronica. And,
Like,
huh?
let me know if I'm doing something wrong. I want to know me.
Yeah. And then guess what else? What else has been such a blessing since we have been talking and dealing with one? I have even gained myself a goddaughter or a daughter, an adopted daughter. That's
Yeah,
why I'm saying an adopted daughter. I got me an adopted daughter from all of this. And
yeah,
so I shout out my adopted daughter today. I know she can't be with us or anything, but I just want to know I love her and I appreciate her already. And we're going to continue to build and establish our our relationship as well. I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk, just let me know. I'm here. You know what I mean? I spend a lot of time by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I love peace. Veronica, all of my life, I have been giving to others. I started out singing when I was about 7 years old. I've been a public servant for years. You know what I mean? I've traveled the world. I've traveled the country. You know what I'm saying? I've been from different state to different state. I have sang. I have preached. I have ministered. I've done all that stuff around the world. And it has been great. But it also drains you as well. And people don't know that. That's why, you know, people who are therapists, psychologists, pastoral counselors, and in ministry and stuff like that, we give out so much to people. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you hear they say that a therapist needs a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Because if people are constantly giving you and putting stuff on you, then you need to have someone that you can talk to as well and not carry all of the stuff that you take on. And you have to be careful not to even take on a lot of stuff when you're a therapist. You have to be able to listen, but not hold on to stuff as well.
yeah. You gotta listen.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a listener. There's nothing wrong with listening to people and counseling people and all that stuff. But we have issues as well. And we have to have people we can talk to also, you know. And I'm telling you, it has been a great thing, to be able to not have to travel as much as I traveled before, not be in front of people, pouring out to people as much as I used to do it, and to be able to come home and just chill, to watch TV, to exhale, to breathe, to inhale and exhale and just have a more of a peaceful life these days.
And
It's
relax.
Go ahead
And relax.
and relax. Yeah, it's so good. So but that's also a challenge too, because when you're used to doing what I've done, now you have to get used to
Not doing it.
not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
though it's healthy for me to not be doing as much as I used to do because I'm so used to doing and going and going. When
And
you
going.
have down, you have to get adjusted to that as well. And that's not easy, Veronica. It's not easy, but I can honestly say I enjoy the peace. You know, talk about a peace that passes all of your understanding. And then you have to adjust to it. And so it really what it's about is really learning not having too much of anything. You don't want to be so not busy where you're just bored, but you don't need to be so busy as well. You got to learn how to have a balanced life. And so I think that's where I'm at right now. I'm learning how to have a balanced life, you know?
Yeah.
And and I'm grateful for the peace. And we'll talk about that one day about peace, you know, and having a balanced life, not getting so busy where you're too busy, but not being so um not busy where you find yourself bored, you know, but finding balance. I think we'll talk about that some this week, you know, because even as we talk about NG Vampire, like me as a person, I will just cut you off, Veronica. Don't laugh at me. I will just cut people off, you know, and stuff. That's who I am because I drastically would just cut. And maybe I need to be a little better about that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe what I just need to do is just like you say, start detaching and setting boundaries and
Yeah.
just not dealing with people as much as opposed to just cutting them completely off. Because I will completely cut you off. I will detach from you. I won't call you. I won't answer your phone calls. You know, and I will just stop altogether. I'll block you and everything around. And maybe that's not good either. Talk to me.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You gotta go easy.
Okay. Yeah. So this is good for me to be talking about NG vampires this week as well. Learning how to deal with them better. You know, and maybe saying, listen, I love you, but you drain from me a lot. And I don't have as much to give to you as you may possibly need. So I'm going to have to just step back from you a bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cut you off, but I'm going to step back a little bit from you as you deal with your different situations because I can't. I'll give you a drip drop every now and then, but I can't let you just cause my cup to be empty and to drain me. Then maybe I have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. But we gonna I'm gonna work on me. I'm still working on me. That's why I went. Listen, I have people that have come into my life that made me have to go back and pull my Codependence Anonymous books out. You know, and read. You know, I'm reading a chapter. I wish I had the book, but maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. But talking about the little child in me. You know what I'm saying? And just my workbook to do some more work for myself. You know, I'm doing shadow work. I'm getting the book that I'm ordering now that I'm waiting to come in the mail that talks about shadow work. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And still healing the child in myself because I went through a lot as a child. I picked up a lot of things as a child. You know what I'm saying? And it caused me some drama and some trauma and much of it, I can't stand it when this stuff start happening in my face. But anyhow, much of the trauma and stuff that I faced in my life, I kind of was able to suppress it, although it was there, because of me singing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because of me preaching a lot. It kept me focused on doing something, but I was doing something, but it took the focus off of me. And then taking the focus off of me, that meant that there were things in my life that I never really dealt with or healed from. You know, so it's unique that even when you were coming to concerts of mine or
Yeah.
events that I was singing at and everything, you saw this person up there singing, you know, and you enjoyed the music and what I was doing, but you didn't necessarily realize that this young man has has some stuff that he hasn't dealt with, some hurt, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
maybe you noticed, you know what I mean? But you felt I sung from in the midst of my pain and my trauma, but I wasn't focusing on. I was study giving out and not dealing with my trauma. But when I wasn't singing as much and I had the stroke, then I had to start dealing with things that I didn't deal with while I was singing. You follow what I'm saying?
Follow you.
So I've come a long way, you know what I'm saying, from where I was. And I'm grateful for it because even before we started talking, the healing process had begun. But there was a lot. I had a lot of trauma with my own self that needed to be resolved, and it affected because I had not dealt with the trauma. It affected my friendships and my relationships. And watch this. In at that time, there are probably many people prior to me dealing with the things that needed to be dealt with had probably saw me as an energy vampire. Even though they wanted to be connected to me and attached to me, they probably, if they listen to this stuff, say, hey, this man who's talking about energy vampire, I saw him as an energy vampire for me. Maybe they saw me as an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they would see that today because there are things that I have done to work on dealing with my trauma.
Yeah.
So I think people that may have wanted to be around me years ago or he have even got close to me that may have some things that they saw in me or experienced from me years ago, if they were to talk to me and deal with me now, though they probably don't want to and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Now, they probably would. And even you, Veronica, if you had known me and been in connect talking to me like that back then, you yourself may have experienced that part of me, but you don't have to experience that part of me because of the healing and the work that I've done on myself since then. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
So I just want to put that out there as well. I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about energy vampires and stuff like that, and just looking outside of myself about others. I also see how some of the traits of an energy vampire I had my own self, and because of trauma. But if you deal with the trauma that you're going through and grow within yourself and deal with the issues you need to deal with within yourself, like I had to do, which is not easy. It can be difficult, but if you just are willing to do the work, I think a lot of time we go to church. People go to church, not a whole lot of people. Some people go to church and they hear the preacher preach all these sermons, but they never ever deal with the deep down rooted stuff that needs to be dealt with inside of them. It's one thing to say you don't need to drink or you need to stop drinking or you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that and you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. And we get all that preaching, but we never ever take time to really, not all the time, but there are a lot of ministries that all they do is preach while they don't necessarily take time to help people to work through what their issues are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with church, but we need more than just church and a good dance and a good shout and a good all that stuff. No matter what your religious background or faith background is, we need programs that help us to deal with ourselves and release and to heal from the traumas in our life. Talk to me, Veronica. I did a whole lot of talking right there. I just went,
So did.
I just was talking.
You so did.
So anyhow, um, how you doing out there, Coffee and Snob? Tasha, how you doing, Coffee? Snobs and their books. Thank you for popping in with us on today. We've been talking about energy vampires this week. How to deal with energy vampires. How to deal with yourself if you find out that you are an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? Um, have you ever been an energy vampire? We've been doing all that stuff this week. I've just been talking about just a few minutes about traumas that I had to get over
Yeah.
within self. And so thank you very much for popping in with us. You got to come on with us one morning, Tasha. Come on. Just come on one morning with us and pop into the studio and talk with us about what we're talking about. It's just a free space. We just have a good time talking in the morning to get our days started off and all that good stuff. So, Veronica, you have inspirational moment for us. Give us the inspirational moment for today that you have.
God
Talk,
is
go ahead. Go ahead.
God is working in your life even when nothing seems to be changing. While you wait, He is helping you grow, giving you strength and preparing you for better things ahead. You may not see it now, but God is never standing still. He is always working for your good, even in the quiet moments. Keep trusting Him and don't lose faith. Live with a grateful heart, a hopeful spirit, and a kind soul. The light you share today may brighten someone else's path tomorrow.
Read the first part. God is what? The very first line.
God is working in your life.
God is what, that's enough, right? The whole inspirational moment was good, but to start off by yourself is a whole lot to unpack and to hold on to and to walk on with and use because God is working in your life. So if you're watching us today, whether you're with us live or you're watching the archive version, remember, God is working in your life. And I thank Veronica so much for that particular one on today. We thank Tasha. Tasha told us to just tell her when. I want to go ahead. I forgot to put the scroll for inspirational moment with Veronica Nicholas. I want to put that on as well because I didn't do it while she was reading it. But God is working in your life. And Tasha, you said tell you when. Listen, how about one day this week? Tomorrow would be good. Because it's just impromptu pop ons with us here, So you really don't need a time. You're welcome to pop on. So whether it be tomorrow, which is, well, it won't be tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow because I have to go to the doctor starting tomorrow. I have 3 appointments starting at 6:30 in the morning, back to back. So we won't be on tomorrow, but Thursday or Friday. If you're available, Tasha, we would love to have you on with us as we continue to talk about energy vampires. And we would love your input on it as well. And whatever you may have to say, because that's what we've been dealing with all week. So, to everyone that's out there, thank you very much for popping on with us today and joining us on Coffee and Conversations with Whiskey Blu and Friends. And we'll see you again, not tomorrow, but we will see you on Thursday. The only reason why we won't be with you tomorrow is because I have doctor's appointments from starting at 6:30 in the morning that I need to be to. But we will be back with you, and we look forward to being back with you on Thursday morning. Again, Veronica, thank you very much. Anything you need to say before we go?
Everybody have a wonderful day.
Everybody have a wonderful day. I tell you, Veronica is a woman of few words.